Hello, everyone. Thank you, ladies and gents. Thanks for coming into the Leon the Great podcast, episode 152 of the show. All right. So before we begin into today's talk and today's technology podcast and all of the above right here, and just to catch up what I've been doing lately. And before we begin, I want to just give you a few words of our sponsor, starting off with my awesome phone case that I've received with Scooch. Scooch, SCOOCH, Scooch. It is amazing. I love this case. I actually gave one of my other cases to a friend of mine over the weekend when I was helping his build, and I think, and he said that he loves it. He loves the click stand on it. It is absolutely an amazing phone case. I really liked it, and I've actually tested out the case. It is very durable, even on his Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, which he says that he loves it so much that he feels really protected, and no complaints right there too. And also, I've been using this case for more than 2 weeks, and even after using it and helping promote myself and the company that's pretty much that I'm partnering with Scooch, I've enjoyed this case. Something about this case, it feels really good and feels very well, pretty much well protected. And the best part about it is not just a clear, transparent case. It also has other designs and logos that you can actually pick for yourself, and they have tons of options. Even if you have an iPhone, a Samsung phone, or an LG, whatever it may be, it is absolutely wonderful to have a nice, good case that will protect your phone. Something that is not too bulky, unlike the OtterBoxes. Even though it does protect your phone, even though I like the OtterBoxes itself, one of the things I have to say with the OtterBox is that you stick into your pocket, even though it does protects you, it doesn't give you that fancy click stand. Unlike the Scooch does a really amazing job, and it doesn't feel like it's just bulging out of your pocket whenever you stick into the pockets of your jeans or right inside your purse, which it's absolutely excellent. And that's what I like about it too, because this phone doesn't put all that weight into you, which I think it's excellent. I wish most phone cases were like that, but Scooch, however, does an excellent job. I have wrote a review about Scooch, and I think Scooch is one of the best smartphone case accessories out there. And if you're looking for protection for your phone, go ahead and check out Scooch. Next on the list, it is Zennies. Zennies, I still continue to use Zennies while I'm outside taking some sun or using the computer for the rest of the 5 hours of the day that I used my computer. But Zennies does what it does, which is protect your eyes from blue lights or from the rays of the sun, which all the horrible UV that you'll be exposing yourself and long-term damage to your eyes. And it is best to have good sight and protect your sight for the long term, which I think it is excellent. I think that Zennies is something that is the way to go, and something I always recommend to everybody. Go ahead and check out Zennies. The link of the description is down on the show notes below. Lastly, I always promote this on every single time, and it is Podbeam and Blueberry. If you've not heard about Podbeam or Blueberry, they're both great. I think it is excellent podcasting host that I definitely recommend to anybody that is starting out or does want to go out professionally. Blueberry, you start out $12.99 each month, and if you are looking to go out and become a serious podcaster, Blueberry is the way to go. Or Podbeam, which I have an affiliate link along with them as well. Go ahead and check both of them out. You will not regret it whatsoever too. Just let them know that Leon the Great have sent you. And that said, let's begin on today's episode. All right, everybody. How's everyone doing today? So as I am making this recording, I and I'm going to be making this release first thing Monday morning, and or probably Monday afternoon, whichever day it's going to be coming out. But either or, at least I'm not too late on the bandwagon and getting this out of the way. And I hope everyone is having a good rest of the start of the week, which for me, the deciding factor of releasing this on Monday instead of Friday, because I just haven't been going through the tech stuff consistently. I figured let me just get ahead and get right to it, and I can just play catch up from last week. Normally it'll be a release I would ever do on the first thing I would do on the end of the week is make a recording on Thursday, release it on Friday. But however, it is what it is, and I'm just going to go ahead and get the news out of the way. So everybody that knows what is going on with cryptocurrencies and new bans that's been going on, which for me I am going to get into really quick in the show, which normally I don't talk about crypto news all the time, but I figure I might as well keep up and let you guys know what is going on, because every single day cryptocurrencies news like this is going to continue to soar and soar, while you definitely have the national dollar or the euro, if you live in Europe, pretty much continues to plummet every single time. And yeah, this is going to be continuing to go bad. The bear market is going to continue to hit in the United States, and with especially in parts of Europe, which if we don't have no productivity, that means we're not going to have a functioning stable economy, and plus we're just mostly a consumer nation, which makes the country into a more consumerist kind of economy, and pretty much getting economy pumped and printed every single week. But however, since I know I'm not like a full classically trained economist, and even though I have studied a pretty much bit of knowledge of the economy, I can't really tell anybody what to do with their finances, and I do not give financial advice, because that is just bad if I ever give out anything financial advice. However, my good advice I can pretty much give is probably technical advice on what you can do to protect yourself throughout the bad times that we're in going forward right here too, on 2021 and more coming up in the years ahead. And it's actually really good to catch up with things like this too. And for this week's news, I do want to talk about and getting started with cryptocurrency news, which is crypto ban will mar blockchain innovation industry, tells Indian government. So, and this is no surprise what they are going to be doing with the crypto space in India, which what I've always known what they were trying to do. And it's not just India alone. Russia is going to be going through the same phase right here, is banning crypto technology, and along with block Bitcoin included. But I will get into that in just a moment right now. So saying here, it says a white paper prepared by the Internet and Mobile Association of India uses India's well-documented ambitions to climb up the Global Innovation Index (GII) rankings as the clutch to make its case as to why a ban on crypto would be a bad idea. And that's pretty much something the Indian government doesn't understand about cryptocurrencies. And I do think that they have no idea what they are going to do with when they ban cryptocurrencies. And when it comes to bans like this, it's only going to encourage people to go underground and just pretty much avoid using the rupee, which is pretty much the standard of the US dollar or the euro or the British pounds, which all what they're going to do is continue to print and using pretty much fiat slave currency, which I don't think nobody wants to continue using rupees. If let's say if the rupees currency were to continue to plummet That's going to be pretty much a bad idea. Plus, who the hell would want to use rupees if the Indian government continues to use rupees? I always find this is a bad idea. I don't think it's the most intelligent idea, but that's India for you. So, what's there to expect right there too? Which I know that obvious is that governments are going to try to do anything that they can to keep people using the fiat system and be so dependent on government. But that's all what it comes down to as well. And pretty much cryptocurrency does bring the solution in pretty much bringing people into escaping the dollar, escaping any fiat currency whatsoever too. I think there are solutions that cryptocurrency does as well. So getting back onto the article on Inc. 42, which continues on. The document claimed that crypto could be instrumental for microfinance because of its underlying features such as transparency, speed, and low transaction cost. In India, there are over 200 blockchain startups, with many of them operating in the cryptocurrency space. In 2017, India's crypto industry was estimated to have a conclusive value nearly, was that number 13 billion. Ooh, goodness gracious. That was before the Reserve Bank of India's banking ban on cryptocurrency companies. Since the lifting of the ban, some of India's noted crypto startup have reported a 4,000 increase in trading volumes and users sign-ups. Another ban will distort the industry and adversely affect the startups in India. These are some of the key obstructions made in the representation sent by some of India's leading crypto companies, including those founded abroad, to RBI and the Ministry of Finance last week, in a bid to assuage the government's concerns with cryptocurrencies and convince it to reconsider a complete ban on cryptocurrency. Oh, goodness gracious. So that's been a big mouthful too. And this is where I think where it comes down to, where I think India is not just the only space on what they're are the only place that is trying to ban crypto, because even the government know that themselves that they're not going to want people using alternative currencies or continue using fiat currencies like the rupees. And even though that's what they want to do, is try any way that they can to ban Bitcoin, Ethereum, or many cryptocurrencies, all from the top of my head, as much as I can think. I can think that they're going to try to ban it. Here's the thing. They can't really ban anything. I just don't think it's bannable. If they're going to try to ban it, good luck with that. I really, really hope they can try. I just think they can't really do that and make that attempt to try to ban something that it just won't work. It just really won't work to try to ban anything at all too. I love to have them see or trying to ban cryptocurrencies. And to me, if that were the case, and if they tried to do it, I even especially wrote an article about getting away from the major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink. If that becomes a thing, if banning a cryptocurrency becomes a thing, then I would say privacy coins will be something that people will jump onto. And not to brag for sure, but I actually got into Pirate Chain, which is a private coin. In fact, I've actually heard this from someone that talks about a bit of fats. He talks about just pretty much a bit of everything, like politics, crazy things around the world, and actually a bit of finances, actually coming from the dollar vigilante. And that's where I've heard of Pirate Chain from him in the first time, actually. And the first time I actually heard about Pirate Chain, I actually did a bit of reading. And the fact is that you you're gonna have a good time right now trying to buy into Pirates. Pirate right now it's on a very early start, and the last time he reported was Pirate Chain. Well, the last time I checked was Pirate Chain was at 30 cents, but it climbed so fast within the last few days from 30 to 60 cents, then climbing up all the way through. Oh goodness gracious! Like how much was it? Oh yeah, it went up to from 60 to 90 cents, and now it's like $1.50 right now too. The last I've checked, and let me check right here. And according to CoinGecko, let me just go to portfolio and ARRR. So that is the coin right here. You guys to check out is ARRR, and which is pretty much is called Pirates. It's pretty much it's pretty much a fully decentralized coin that you cannot trace on anybody. Especially, it's like similar to it has similar components to Zcash, elements to Monero, and which, by the way, I definitely recommend anyone that is looking to get privacy coins. Monero is really, really good. Not to skip on that for sure too. Which, however, I will talk a bit about Monero in just a moment. And what else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Zcoin, or yeah, Zcash, Dash, and Monero. Okay, so I haven't missed anything right there too. Which they're all good privacy coins. While there are some issues. Zcash and Dash has some problems right there. But however, there are still good cryptocurrencies to have on the side. So not to skip out on anything. But however, Monero, it's actually been noticed with a few companies that are looking to jump into Monero, and I think it is really exciting for anyone that jumps in Monero. Go for it while you can. And while I will say is that the price of Monero have soared. Last I've checked on the chart was pretty much now $333 or higher even. So yeah, it's actually a very good time to get into Monero while it is still good, while the price is not as high now, because last year was like priced around 100, and I'm sure that price will go even higher. So especially for sure, and because privacy is going to be the way to go, because as everyone knows that Bitcoin really isn't fully private, and privacy should be a concern to anyone that wants to make transactions private. And with that said, I happen to like the idea of keeping transactions private for any reason whatsoever, for sending out to just pretty much anything, And to me, transactions are not supposed to be out in the public, And why? It's like the time that you put money into a credit card, you're pretty much getting your transaction exposed out to anybody. And I think Pirate, that's been around for since 2019, pretty much a project that's been around for a short time. It's now becoming a big thing. I don't know if it's just started to become public, but I'm getting into the space because if I don't get into private or piracy right now, or Pirate Chain right now, I know I'm gonna miss out. And to me, there's going to be a lot of gains coming, and I know that Pirate is going to have pretty much a lot of potential. And while I'm there talking about this, there's tons of gains all over the crypto space right now too, that you guys are not missing out. First of all, right now Bitcoin is just having a slowdown right now, so it is not rushing, and there's not too much gains at the moment, so you're pretty much are in a early set to get onto the crypto space. So that right there, don't feel bad for yourself if you think you're too late in the space, because really you're not. You're actually much earlier than you think. Even if you think that, oh, I should have gone in a decade ago, and here I am, I'm not making money, then hey, I have to tell you that if you've not gone to the crypto space 10 years ago, I mean, heck, you should have heard Bitcoin about a decade ago, right? But now it is the time to get onto the crypto space, get into whatever crypto it is, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, and all many more, because I know there are good cryptos are going to get into the moon, and other coins there are not. There are not too many coins. Like, for instance, there are coins that have some potential, but you don't know if that coin is going to go straight to the moon. And that's something that, as an individual like yourself, have to go ahead and do the research and find out if this is right for you, if this coin will perform really well. Because that is one thing, is that I can't even give a single word of advice. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, because I know that there are technologies out there that you do to protect yourself privately. Hey, that's why I am still holding on to Monero, because Monero does have valuable features that it does really well for speed and privacy, which I like the most. And if you're not holding on to Monero, it's right now the price of it may not be high, because it is like right now over $300, and if it goes over $400, you're going to end up missing out. And do not miss out, because otherwise you're going to end up feeling bad later on that you haven't gotten into it as of yet. And I'll leave the article from what I've written from today's article down in the description below, so you guys can check out the latest article from what I've written out today about privacy coins. So next on the list, which, while this is not a story to tell, however, I do want to go ahead and give you a bit of a preview of what I've done over the weekend, which that is something I wanted to let you guys know, that over the weekend I was helping a friend out with a computer build, and I figured, why not? Let's go and give this a run and try out this computer build that my friend purchased and see how this all works. And so I did. I pretty much worked out the build, and I did what I did. I think it was, I would say, pretty good. For me, however, there are one of the obsession, some of the exceptions right there that I felt that was missing in the build. But for me, I didn't feel too bad, that because I felt that I have accomplished something, which I thought it was really good that I got it done and I got to get that over with, which was awesome. And so my friend's build is a Ryzen 5 from AMD, and so far the computer is running really well, which I think it was a good step, and it wasn't too bad for the direction that I did over the weekend, which pretty much I placed in the processor. Then once I placed in the processor, put the heat sink fan, I placed it right there. Wasn't too bad of a job I did, which I did pretty much. I did a careful job on the components and everything. Which, by the way, this isn't my first rodeo doing a build. And for me, I like the build. I think the build was actually well done. However, throughout the build, I felt that there were some things missing while I was doing the build. Like, for instance, I didn't get to install Windows 10 on my friend's system, and even though I do have the USB and I already have the Windows package on that USB, I felt right there, not that I felt, but there was something missing, and for some reason the screen didn't come through, and I felt that there was something missing. I think one of the things I should have had done beforehand or during the middle of the build was probably pretty much plug in the use monitor I brought with me and plug that use monitor right off the internal graphics on that computer, which I should have thought about it and said, okay, probably I should have had plugged it in, but at the time I didn't think about it, and plus I was actually tired enough that it just made me stop, because there was just so much going on in a build that gets you very tired, and you're not able to think clearly once you've gone through hours and hours of the belt, and it's just not. It's not not a very good thing to explain out, because it's so much. It's so much hand coordination and so much moving around that it just gets. By the time you're 3 hours, or excuse me, 2 hours into the belt, you're just like, oh, I had enough. And then the part about the whole situation was that while we were almost done, and one of the things I didn't think about, which I should have thought about, was the fans. And I this is one thing I so dislike about anytime I'm doing a build, is, for one instance, the Cooler Master fans my friend purchased. Look, don't get me wrong. The Cooler fans are actually really good purchases. Actually, the fans are fucking amazing. And excuse my language right there. But the fan cord are so short, so short. It just makes me, oh my god, makes me question why Cooler Master decided to make the cords so short. They're like, I don't know, like 10 feet short. There's no extension, and it doesn't reach the motherboard, which made me, it didn't make me so frustrated, but just made me a little frustrated. Like, I would have had completed that task and plugged in the fans, and that would have been the end of the build, right? Then that's when that led me to a a bump on the road, which I wanted to complete, just didn't get around to completing it. But I know that I am going to leave part 2 by next week, over by next Wednesday, or was it next? No, excuse me, over the next weekend on Saturday, and finish it off from here too, because I still have pretty much ways to go and finishing up right there, and I do got to go over and finish a build that I promised my friend I will do, which I will get into it, and which I promised him that I will get into finishing that computer as soon as possible. So it's not very, very impossible. Actually, I have to just plug my other friend's computer that actually lives like under 5 miles away from me, and I just need to plug in the fan hub, which all he has on the board is a system fan port, which is, it only has one, but it requires that you have to have a fan hub, which is a little ridiculous. But the board doesn't come with each system fan slots, which just drove me a bit crazy. But that's the way it goes right there too. So his is not a big deal, but I'll be happy to get his done as soon as possible. And my other friend that lives like 10 miles further away from my home, which wouldn't be too bad to get his done. But however, coming in by Monday or Tuesday, he's going to be receiving a monitor which has an HD port, which is quite exciting. So I can't wait to see the HP Omen, which he actually spent good money on. So, good on him to spend a very good monitor, which I can't wait to see once I get over there next Saturday and see how that goes from here too. So anyways, I'm going to keep the podcast short and not going to spend too much time, because I am going to head to bed, get this released, and I will bring in more details about my computer build by next weekend, and see where this goes. And also, guys, I'm going to be writing in another article and talk about Pirate Chain in full detail on my next episode, which I know I have tons of things I want to talk in by next episode, which I love to. However, I am going to leave it to that by Wednesday. So by Wednesday, you'll be able to hear my next episode. Though I thought about Friday, but I'll end up releasing my next podcast more sooner than everyone thinks. But anyways, I will let everybody go. I hope you enjoyed this short, quick episode, and enjoy the rest of the start of the week. Have a great Monday and the rest of the week itself. And take care. God bless.